Good morning and greetings in the name of our King Jesus Christ. We live, we exist, we breathe in God. Apostle Paul said, if I live unto Christ. If I die unto Christ. The book of Ecclesiastes is all about life being a futile exercise if it is not established and found in God. If the purpose of your life is not God, your life, my friends, is a futile exercise. Everything in your life, your work, collecting wealth, your investments, your savings, your health, your holidays, your farms and houses, everything you build, everything you do is a futile exercise if it is not girded, established, based on who God is, if it is not for the purpose of knowing God, loving God, and serving God. Many times preachers try to emphasize that our lives belong to God, our money belongs to God. But the book of Ecclesiastes takes us into a deeper level of understanding where we are told by a king of Jerusalem, King Solomon, at the end of his life, after all the mistakes he has made, he wrote this book. And we are reading here from the lips of an old and wise king who has gone through the middle of life. And he says, in this book, everything, all the toil, all the hard work, all the success and failures, all the adventures of life is a futile exercise if it is not purposed for knowing, loving, and serving God. Today, we're going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Before we read it, my friends, I want to urge you, please prayerfully consider supporting our ministry with your donations so we can pay our bills. To do so, please just go to our website, countdontochrist.com/donate. With your donation, you will basically help us to pay our bills and stay online, continue to do the work God called us to do. And remember, everything we have belongs to God. As much as our time, so also is our money. It should be available and it should be dedicated to the purposes of God. So friends, let us now read chapter 5 of Ecclesiastes. Guard your steps when you go to the house of God. Draw near to listen rather than to offer the sacrifice of fools, who do not know that they do wrong. Do not be quick to speak and do not be hasty in your heart to utter a word before God. For God is in heaven and you are on earth. So let your words be few. As a dream comes through many cares, so the speech of a fool comes with many words. When you make a vow to God, do not delay in fulfilling it, because he takes no pleasure in fools. Fulfill your vow. It is better not to vow than to make a vow and not to fulfill it. Do not let your mouth cause your flesh to sin. And do not tell the messenger that your vow was a mistake. Why should God be angry with your words and destroy the work of your hands? For as many dreams bring futility, so do many words. Therefore, fear God. If you see the oppression of the poor and the denial of justice and righteousness in the province, do not be astonished at the matter. For one official is watched by a superior, and the others higher still are over them. The produce of the earth is taken by all. The king himself profits from the fields. He who loves money is never satisfied by money, and he who loves wealth is never satisfied by income. This too is futile. When good things increase, so do those who consume them. What then is the profit to the owner, except to behold them with his eyes? The sleep of the worker is sweet, whether he eats little or much. but the abundance of the rich man permits him no sleep. There is a grievous evil I have seen under the sun, wealth hoarded to harm of its owner, or wealth lost in a failed venture. So when that man has a son, there is nothing to pass on. As a man came from his mother's womb, so he will depart again, naked as he arrived. He takes nothing for his labor to carry in his hands. This too is a grievous action. Exactly as a man is born, so he will depart. What does he gain as he toils for the wind? Moreover, all his days he eats in darkness, with much sorrow, sickness, and anger. Here is what I have seen to be good and fitting, to eat and drink, and to find satisfaction in all the labor one does under the sun during the few days of life that God has given him, for this is his lot. Furthermore, God has given riches and wealth to every man. He has enabled him to enjoy them, to accept his lot, and to rejoice in his labor. This is a gift from God. For a man seldom considers the days of his life, because God keeps him occupied with the joy of his heart. Wow, really a great wow. I am profoundly, what is the word for it? Impressed by the depth of wisdom in this book. This book is full of wisdom, far more so than the book of Proverbs in my understanding. Everything is futile, my friends. In this life, everything is futile if it is not for the purpose of knowing, loving, and serving God. And this book emphasizes that chapter after chapter, subject after subject. This book takes different dynamics and facets of life and analyzes them from that perspective, and again proves it one after another. Life in its entirety is a futile exercise. In this chapter, we read about the futility of wealth and money if it is not for the purposes of God. We just read here. You may spend your whole time to build assets, to buy properties, to buy shares and investments, to grow your money, to grow whatever God gave you. You may work very hard for it. But at the end, when you die, you cannot take nothing with you. You will go as naked as you came. You can take nothing with you. And you're going to leave everything behind to the next person. And you have no idea what that next person will do with the hard labor of your hands. Therefore, it is a profound understanding, profound wisdom to put all that we have at the disposal of God, to put all that we have in the service of God. But there's another thing, again, keeps coming over and over, almost in every chapter so far of the book of Ecclesiastes. That is, eat and drink what God provided for you. Rejoice in the Lord all the days of your life. Do whatever you do by rejoicing in the Lord. And enjoy the food and drink God gave you, because this is the gift of God unto you. This is an amazing thing. You know, recently I had a conversation with a youngster who complains about the job that he has. He has a job at a place and he's complaining about this job. And my answer to him was, my friend, job is a gift of God. We don't work because we want to make money. We don't work because we want to do this and that. As believers of Bible, we understand that work is a gift of God, and we take it joyfully, and we work at our work, whatever it is, with an understanding that I'm working unto God. Rejoice in your work. Rejoice also in enjoying the food and drink God provides for you on a daily basis. God bless you, and goodbye.